Hi there. This week in New Zealand wine growers have designated it Organic Wine Week. So in recognition of that, I thought the best answer was to try a bottle of one of New Zealand's classic organic wines. And so I've got a bottle of Millton Vineyards Chenin Blanc. This is from the Arai Vineyard. It's 2018. The wine is not only organic, it's certified organic, it's also certified as biodynamic. It is evidently it's produced in a way that is carbon negative. It is unfined, which means there are no animal products used in clarifying it, and thus it's suitable for vegetarians and vegans completely. What else? It's produced without any irrigation or whatever. So trying to make this wine as naturally as possible. I mean, the Millton family, James and Annie, have been farming down in Gisborne on their own accord since 1984. They've been organic since 1989. So they've really been pioneers of organics and subsequently biodynamics in New Zealand. The climate in Gisborne sort of works for that, in that they get lots of sunshine. This site is about 5 kilometres inland, so it also has a lovely cooling influence from the sea. And the grape variety Chenin Blanc has become a bit of a speciality of theirs. You don't necessarily see Chenin much outside the Loire Valley, but here it seems to have found a natural home. If you look at the wine, it's got a beautiful sort of deep lemon to almost pale golden sort of note to it. Aroma-wise, it's quite restrained. There's perhaps a hint of milky dairiness from lees aging, but majority of the flavours in there are sort of apple, maybe a slightly bruised apple note, maybe a hint of peach, but in honesty, quite restrained. Tasting the wine. It's very typical of Chenin in that the acidity is really quite sharp. It's that sharp malic acid coming through, the acid that you also find in unripe apples. So I'm feeling on the edges of my tongue that I'm salivating, and that's this crisp acidity that's cutting through there. The wine is medium bodied. It has sort of touches of the sort of mango and apricot fruit, but again, it's that appliness coming through more towards the finish, and then finished off with a real sort of lime and lemon crispness that cuts through it and gives length and elegance to the finish. I mean, this is quite a young wine, but at the same time, it sort of suggests that its freshness and its weight suggests that this is a wine you could age for a bit. The other notable thing about it is its balance, that sharpness. There's just a tiny hint of sweetness in there. I mean, it's not a sweet wine, but just enough to sort of take the crispness off the finish and just round it out a bit. And I mean, the wine doesn't display any obvious oak character, but the notes suggest that it's been aged in large 600 litre, what are called demi-monde barrels. Or a portion of it has, some of it was in stainless steel. So they're not trying to put oak flavour in there, it's just the softening influence of the oak and a little bit of very, very slight oxidation just to round the wine out. So really a classic Chenin, tasting lovely, something to enjoy now that we're getting into slightly more summery conditions here in New Zealand. Just because it's a lovely fresh wine that would accompany a sort of a green salad, or that sort of more crisp foods. So wherever you are, try an organic wine. Happy Organic Wine Week.